Welcome to the Friday Dev Stream, where we will be creating magic, the magic of game development. I have my Trello in front of me here with all of our tasks, and I'm looking at, let's see here. Yeah, this one. So this one is, right, this one's the one with the appearance menu. Yeah, so I'm thinking that for the appearance menu, Jenny was pointing out that we have, you have to actually use the Xbox controller to go down to the confirm button. And most games have like a little like hold X to confirm. And I think we need one of those. Hey, Fabian Calabria, welcome back. Okay, so just waiting for this thing to compile. I don't know actually why we're compiling. That's kind of strange. I thought we already compiled. So I'm going to check out the appearance menu and see if we can add one of those hold X to confirm doohickeys. So just checking out the appearance menu, here it is. And there's a done button, but I think what we want is that done button, which I believe is in both categories. So here's appearance and player preview. Go into scene mode. Just waiting for Unity to unlock itself here. Don't know where that done button is. Oh, okay, it's in style settings. So is it in each category? Do we have a separate done button? The category. Oh no, that's category engaged. Okay. So body settings, do we have a separate done button? Yeah, we have two done buttons, which is kind of interesting. I think what we want to do is the close will have a bool activator on it. Game bool activation, and it will activate itself. Come on now. It'll activate itself based on whether we're in X mode or not, or Xbox mode. So I think it's just like that. And if we are in X mode, it's going to turn itself off. And that should be good. So just to preview what this is going to look like, it's going to look like that. Does it have anything else on it? No, it's good. Yeah. So that doesn't look too weird. Now we just need a hold X to confirm. We should have a back button that shows up in X mode. Right? Trying to figure out where that button is, because I know if you're in Xbox or controller mode, you can just be back out of it. You don't have to scroll down. Hey, Nordexa. Welcome back, welcome back. Long time no stream. Where is that B for back? Is it in here? No. That's interesting. I might have to go get an Xbox controller to actually find it. Kind of silly. We really should get one anyway just to test this. I'm going to BRB. Okay, I have a controller. Unfortunately, I dropped it on the ground, which is fine, except for the fact that my office is directly above the baby's room where he's sleeping. And if he wakes up, then I will be banished to the astral plane forever. I will banish myself. That would be so dumb. I haven't heard anything from him yet. Okay, so appearance menu. Let's check this and see what's going on here. So I don't think that there's a way to access the appearance menu from controller. I think it's only mouse and keyboard. Okay, there we go. So that's weird. I wonder, let's go to our wardrobe or our closet. Hello, Samire H-Man, welcome. Being muted or something. Not that it really matters. Better. Sound. Okay, so here's the wardrobe. Okay. It's interesting that we can't be out of it. Huh. Maybe it should just be X to confirm. I don't think we have a way of canceling it. I think that she pretty much changes right away. Let's see. I don't think I have a way of even checking. Actually, what we can do maybe is get the game into mouse and keyboard mode, and then open up the appearance menu, and then go to our player. I want to see if she's changing right away, and then change like her hair. Okay, so she is changing right away, so there's probably no way to cancel it. You catch up. All right, so Myers, a graphic designer, very cool. Pepsi Cola, hello, says, oh, that's too kind. Aw, shucks. Oh, and thank you for dropping by the stream. Yeah, I like streaming. It helps keep me focused, so I can't claim to be any sort of philanthropic streamer. Nordexa says, I remember asking you about marketing my game, and you recommended me Chris from How to Market Game. Did you follow his course on your new game too? I don't really follow. I've never followed his like. I guess I mean I kind of have my own ideas about how to sell games. I discovered Chris Sikowski like well after I already knew a lot about selling games. I think he's been a great source of data and a great source of knowledge. He sort of like keeps up with everything in a way that I'm not able to because I'm working on the game. So yeah, I really appreciate his perspective on things, like whenever Valve makes a change or something, or whenever he does a sort of a data collection, bunch of devs, I like to look at that stuff. But I wouldn't say I've ever really like, I mean, I guess I'm following most of his advice just because most of his advice is sort of industry. I won't say industry standard, but you know, these are things that many people who sell games commercially are doing. Let's see. What is this link? Are you selling something? Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and ban Samire. I don't know why they're linking that. I have to go. This is so annoying whenever I'm restreaming. Filthy spammer comes in. I have to hop over to Twitch. The super ban for life. All right, sorry about that, everyone. Right, I was just trying to find that B for back. Let me look at the actual Trello card, because okay, at 340. Let's go ahead and look at 340. Press B to exit. Oh, maybe this one doesn't press B to exit. Oh, I see. Okay, so it never did press B to exit. You just have to go to the bottom and press done, which makes this even a little bit easier. So all we need is, I guess, X to confirm. Or maybe just X for done, honestly. Maybe that makes sense. Maybe that would just be a simple way to do it. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and open the UI prefab and then find the appearance menu in here somewhere. Turn that on. And then we've already made an X mode button, X for done. But we'll just make, I don't know why we have this done button in each category. It's kind of silly. Now we shouldn't, I think the only reason why we had that is so that the navigation would work. But we shouldn't need navigation now that we're gonna have an X for done. So I'm gonna dive into style settings and delete this close button. And I'm gonna grab into the body settings, and I'm gonna pop out this close button here somewhere. Yeah, I think that will work. Maybe we can just call this one MK close. And then make another one. Do we move it all the way to the bottom? X mode. Oh, it is capital X. Interesting. Okay, that would have been bad. The bool for Xbox mode is the capital X. Where are you? Where are you? I definitely put a close or a bool activation on this. Did I not? How did I not? Oh, you know what? I think I did it at the prefab level, or at the scene level. Nordexa says, what would be your advice in terms of marketing to a project which is done with a Steam page up? Just create ad material for Twitter, Instagram, start throwing money for wish lists. That's the only thing I can think of, sadly. Well, there's a lot of things. The first thing is that the most important thing is the game itself. And I'm truly a believer that most indie games are just wasting their time with even trying to do like marketing and PR stuff, because most games are not commercially competitive. Like, the game has to be commercially competitive. It has to be, you know, probably top 10% of all games on Steam, let's say. And it has to be the type of thing that right when people see it, you know, a large amount of people are thinking, oh my gosh, I need to play that. And if it's not there, then nothing is going to work, nothing. But if you do have something that is grabbing people like instantly, like right when they see it, they're like, what is that? I need to play that. Then there's a lot of things you can do. You mentioned social media as one of them. That's one thing you can do. There's also like press outreach. You know, you can email people from the media. You can research who might be someone who would be interested in your game. And again, if your game is, not particularly remarkable, and it really has to be particularly remarkable for anyone to really respond. But if your game is remarkable, then you can message people. Of course, you can also message streamers and YouTubers. Another way to do it, you want to be, sending out keys for reviewers potentially around your release date. You can also sort of make, we call them beats. Beats, like your trailer release should be a beat that you sort of have a comprehensive, you send everything out at once. Maybe you do a press release. Maybe you do a bunch of social media posts. Maybe you do like a stream or something. There's a lot of different things you can do. Maybe you have a blog. Maybe you have a dev blog that you can post on. Maybe you have a Discord that you've been building up for a community for your game. But all of this stuff is only possible when, people are kind of ravenous to play your game. Like they really, really, really want to play your game. And if it's not to that level, then I think that the first thing that one has to do is look at the game and try to make the game itself more appealing. Try to make the game look better. Try to make the mechanics show themselves better, and try to make your trailer better and your screenshots better. It all starts with that. That's like probably 90% of the battle, I think. But yeah, there's a bunch of things you can do. There's a bunch of different strategies, Some people are good at posting on Reddit. Some people are good at posting on Imgur. Like I myself have been making YouTube videos lately. I've got a dev blog, and then I also do content marketing. That's another thing you can do is content marketing. Like you make content that is not your game. You make content that people might enjoy. So like if you've got, it's something relevant that you can do. It can be developer facing. People are always like, you shouldn't market to game dev. This is, in my opinion, this is silly. Like, of course, the conversion is not going to be great if you're doing like education, game dev facing education, but content marketing can work. And if that's what you got and that's what you think can work, then that can work too. I mean, I've gotten a lot of wish lists from I would call it game dev facing content. Anyhow. Sorry, okay, for the tangent. Chrissy's Chilled Gaming, hello and welcome. It was a beautiful game. I really appreciate that. Thank you for the kind words. Glad I saw this stream. All right, thank you for dropping by. I hope you enjoy the stream. We're working on our new title, Songs of Glimmerwick, the Witch Academy RPG. And at the moment, we're doing controller support for one particular menu that doesn't have controller support. All right, so mouse and keyboard closed. Let me just make sure I didn't break the menu because I did make a change here. Let me go ahead and save the UI. And I'm going to check what did, because I specialized this prefab in a weird way. I just want to make sure that I removed the close button from here, and then I'm backing up one more, and then I'm checking. I think I added the bool activator at the prefab specialization level. Yeah, here's the game pool activation. So I'm going to try to revert that change because we don't need to be specializing the prefab here. I'm gonna click on the prefab and let's just maybe, there's a bunch of stuff that changes itself. Kind of spooky. Why don't we go ahead and apply the prefab? Maybe that'll be the safest thing to do. As to your question before, Nordexa, I think that, yeah, marketing is really very pointless. It's if you don't have a commercially competitive game. It's a lot of people feel like they don't know how to market, but in actuality, they wouldn't even know if they knew how to market because they don't have a product that is even possible to market. Like there's nothing you can even do. My face is getting very dark. I'm going to open up this blind over here. Better. All right. Redexa says, so if I have a product game that is good, as long as I put myself out there, product game will succeed. No, you have to have a product or a game that people want. It's different than a product that is good. When people think of a game that is good, people think of like a game that is, you know, that people usually think gameplay. The gameplay is good, or maybe the game delivered on its own design goals. Like it executed what it wanted to be well. And that's great. That's a good start. But it's way more important. It needs to be a product that people want to buy with their money. And that's totally different than a game that is good on its own design goals. Because there's a lot of games that people aren't interested in. Like if you made the perfect, if you set out to make a game, like I want to make a 1-1 version of tic-tac-toe. I want it to be the most perfect tic-tac-toe ever. I want it to be really very pretty. I want it to feel great and have great kinesthetic feedback when you press an O. But people don't want to buy tic-tac-toe, so it doesn't matter if it's very good at that. You know, it's got to be something that people want to buy. Typically, this is a lot easier if it's in a genre that people are already interested in. But then also fundamentally what the game is has to be something that people are interested in. Like one example I always think about is Cyberpunk. This is a game that was very buggy on its release. Many people have issues with the game. Many people think it's not a great game, but it sold a lot of copies. And some people think, well, that's because they did a great job marketing. Maybe they did a great job marketing, but also fundamentally, it's a game that a lot of people want. It's a giant, huge sci-fi RPG that is super high fidelity and has a massive, massive scope. And that is something that people just want. Even if it's bad, people still want it because there's not a lot of things like it, not a lot of things at that scale. And that's not marketing. That's just fundamentally what the product is. And I think that that's the most important thing. But generally speaking, yes, if you have that, if you have a product that people fundamentally want, the instant they see it, the instant they see your store page, or even the instant they see a clip of your game, people just want to buy it and want to play it, then almost anything you try is going to work to varying degrees. And you'll just have to figure out, you know, do a bunch of stuff to figure out what works the best and what is the best return on your own investment. And then eventually you'll start learning, you know, how to do a press release, how to email the press, you know, all this kind of stuff. But if you're not to that point, then it really won't matter what you do. And I think it's just a really big waste of time and can probably be very discouraging to just send your thing out into the void and nobody's biting on it. Okay, let me catch up here. Okay. Or say Hugh Jackman is in it. Yeah, I mean, people like Hugh Jackman, so you know that this is something that people want. Then quickly add NPC named Hugh. Okay, how do you make a game that people want to buy? How do I know that? This is a kind of a hard one. I mean, to a certain extent, you can just like go to GameStat. Like you can look at GameStats. There's a bunch of sites that do this. GameStats isn't the only one. Actually, let me go to tags here. This is kind of a starting point, but this is every tag on Steam. And you can look at all these different tags and you can do like, let's say you want to make you want to make over 100 grand. Let's look at every tag that has a percentage. Like over 10% of the games in this tag are making in this revenue bracket. You can see like, okay, snooker is a weird example. There's only 18 games in snooker, so that's not a good one. But like here, you can look at this, like tennis. Apparently people want tennis games on Steam. There's a market for that. There's all these different tags here, and it doesn't mean you have to make your game like really, you know, derivative or anything, because you could do anything, right? This is just off-road. Like you could make any sort of off-road kind of pirates, but people just like pirates apparently. So here we've got a lot of games that are succeeding. You can also look at like the median revenue. I prefer the median revenue. I would ignore the average revenue for lots of reasons, but you can look at, you know, arrange these by median revenue. And you can go through these. And there's some of these that are stupid, like Warhammer 40K. Okay, well, obviously, if you have the license to a Warhammer 40K game, you already have a huge production budget. People like expensive games. So this one is completely skewed, even though there is actually a lot of games in this category. You just have to kind of use your brain a little on these. And you can look at these tags and you can try to kind of see what people want. But more importantly, I think you just have to use your intuition as a gamer on what is actually commercially competitive. Because a lot of times it's almost like you just have to get in touch with your inner consumer, which is something that actually a lot of indies lose touch with. When they start working on a game, they sort of forget how to look at their own game with consumer eyes. And you know, a lot of indie developers don't even actually play that many indie games themselves, and they virtually never play potentially a game that is in their own sort of scope. Like they're making a project that costs, you know, less than 50 grand to make because they're making it in the weekend and on top of their day job or whatever. And they've never even played a game that has a production scope like that. That is way below their metric for what they're looking for to buy. And sometimes it's hard, you know, if you don't have production budget to compete competitive, like commercially, it's, you know, it's going to be really hard to make a game that people want to buy with their money if you don't have a very serious production budget. But people do it all the time, and you know, you just got to find something that people really want. And it really helps to have a very, you know, to have a lot of production skills as well. If you're a really good artist, that helps. If you're a really good coder, that helps. Of course, if you're a really good designer, that helps. If you have industry experience, that helps. But yeah, it is hard to know exactly what people are want. Particularly for the viral hits like Among Us, something like that. If you showed me the Steam page of Among Us, I would never have been able to tell you that it was going to sell a lot. But most games, I can look at the Steam page and kind of tell how much they're going to sell. All right, sorry for the blabbing. Let me catch up with chat. Nordexa says, thank you for the knowledge and your time. It's not exactly a game. It's a platform for new D&D players. That sounds really cool. To learn the game with a lot of quality of life features for players to play easier. So it covers a need that I saw in the community. That's great. I know it covers needs, but I'm just completely stuck on marketing. Press coverage sounds like a great idea. Never tried that. Okay, so you've never tried emailing the press. And also potentially think about getting a PR firm. You can get one for probably as cheap as $5 grand for a little campaign. They kind of go up to, you know, 15 grand, even 20 grand. But you know, if you're really serious about your product and you put a lot of money into it, probably $5 grand isn't going to be a ton. And you know, maybe they have some ideas on what to do and they can sort of help you out, or at least point you in the right direction. They can give you a little consulting. They can do a little outreach for you. They can do a little key distribution for you. Maybe they can do a press release for you. Maybe they can show you how to do ad spend if you want to do that. But yeah. I'm ready to throw money, but I don't know which company handles projects like. There's a lot of them. There's definitely a lot of them. We actually work with a PR firm called Player 2 PR. Maybe they can want to hit them up. This is the PR firm we use. I just linked in the chat there. Fabian asked, will you look for a sound designer in the future? Probably not. I tend to do our own sound design. The only thing we might look for is a voiceover mastering and mixing person who can edit like thousands of voiceover lines and you know, just make sure they all sound consistent, EQ and compression and level wise. Something that's very tedious and takes a lot of time and a lot of like batch processing know-how. That's something we might look for, but probably not just a sound designer. Okay. All right. So, right, I'm checking if I broke the UI here, or the appearance menu. That sounds really cool though, Nordexa. I think that sounds like got a niche there. Niche stuff can be a little bit harder because, you know, some of the normal routes aren't going to work. But yeah, like for that, you could maybe think outside the box a little. Like if there's D&D forums or something that you can try going to. Sometimes people don't like self-promotion, but you could also see about like ad spend on one of those. If there's a D&D site that has spots for ads, maybe you can hook up with a D&D site, sort of that sort of thing. Yeah, there's all sorts of things you can do. So unfortunately, the done button is not gone away. I maybe did something wrong there. It's weird though, because it's not, oh, right, okay, I can't access it because I took it out of its list, which is fine. You spent 50 cents for some social media ads and got a couple hundred follows. That sounds like really good ROI. It sounds like unbelievably good ROI. I mean, normally it would cost more than that to generate interest. Assuming they're not bots, this would be very good news. Okay, either way, similar. You spent 50 euros and got a few hundred follows. Great. Overthinking got the best of me, so I got stuck before spending more euros. Yeah, I mean, if that's working for you, that's a great ROI. Okay, yeah, but of course, I'm really stupid. I thought it was 50 cents when I first read that. I'm extremely stupid. Okay, 50 euros for a few hundred follows. That is less good. But still potentially good, depending on how many of those converted into wish lists for you. Or whatever it is your metric for conversion. Oh, I'm kind of embarrassed that I thought that was a cent sign. Everyone can just leave now. Nobody should be watching me. So what I want to do is make sure that done. Ooh, what is this? What is this? This is you've gifted subs? Nordexa. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's way too kind. Come on now. After I said the dumbest thing in the world, no less. You're too kind. My goodness. You're way too kind. Wow, that is a lot of gifted. 5 subs. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Nordexa. Well, certainly I don't know how much I helped, but I'm happy to help if you have any other questions. Do you have a link? Is it on Steam that you're selling it? Do you have a link to your Steam page? I can check it out right here on stream. What is this? Open prefab. Wait a minute. Okay, there we go. Appearance. Here we go. So now I need the bool activation. There, it's because I didn't capitalize this. That's why. Save. And let's just go ahead and do the other one right now. I'm going to copy that button, and this one is going to be X mode. X mode. X mode close. Yeah, you can post a link. Definitely. Take a look-see at that. I'm going to BRB 1 second. All right, so Nordexa has posted their... Oh, this looks really dope. Okay, so no trailer yet, I'm assuming. Okay, Dragonin is a visualization tool for role-playing games online. You can create your own room, invite people with code, and create your own characters. Invite people with code. What does that mean? Oh, with like an invite code, maybe. You can track your stats, equipment, spells, features, and status effects easily with Dragonin. That sounds really cool. All right, that sounds really cool. Yeah, definitely get your English is fantastic, I'm sure. Much better than any other language, and much better than my second language, which is nothing. So you're already much smarter than me as far as language goes. But I would get a native English speaker to do all your English copy. Yeah, usually you want a native speaker to do your copy. Like we always get native, you know, like our French copy is a native French speaker, and we do localization, always native speaker as the store copy. I think that's kind of important. Let me take a peek at these screenshots here. I think the UI looks pretty slick. I like the kind of classic RPG-ish look. I think that gets people in the mood, and I like this sort of dark crimson color scheme. I think it looks really cool. I like that a lot. Yeah, I think that's really awesome. I like these little icons, this cool dice as well. It's very cool. Yeah, it's fantastic. I think that looks fantastic. Yeah, you'll need a trailer. But I think that is really cool. Do you have, let me see what kind of momentum you have right now. Dragonin. I'm gonna look at Dragonin. Okay, so you've got some, I'm assuming you have like a couple hundred wish lists would be my guess. Maybe as much as 500 wish lists. Basically none. You've got some, you actually have some followers. I don't know if you just have a lot of friends that went and clicked follow on the game. 400. That's not nothing. That's actually not nothing in terms of momentum. You have some conversion. You have some organic interest in the game. So that's really good. That is really good. So that's from the ad campaign. All right, that's not bad. Yeah, you could definitely, it could totally be the type of thing that, you know, a niche thing that works well. This looks pretty slick. You should be proud, Nordexa. Very awesome. Thank you for showing it to us. And of course, if you are watching this stream right now and you're looking for a visualization tool for your RPG to play online with your friends, then give Dragonin a wish list and a follow. All right, cool stuff, Nordexa. Thank you for showing that. I'm gonna increase the exposure of my camera here. Now am I overexposed? Oops, screen, camera. It's fine, it works. Better overexposed than underexposed, because when you're overexposed, then it hides all of your any imperfections in your complexion. It's a good trick if you're ever doing streaming. Yeah, no worries, Nordexa. Great, cool looking project. Yeah, thanks again for showing it to us. Okay, so this button should be gone now. We're gonna do the X mode version. We're gonna invert this. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the mouse and keyboard version. And this is no longer a button, and it no longer has size on mouse over. I don't even care about automated tester. Who cares? We don't use that anymore. It was a cursed project. And what I want to do, I think, is just kind of turn off the background for this and place a image X to confirm. That's actually, I don't think that's the image we want. Let's create a UI image. Oh, that was the image we want. Okay. And then X. Don't actually know what we're using. I think it's XB1. And I don't know if this is the best way to do it. There might be a different way to do it here. Xbox One controller. XB1_X. So here's the one we probably want to use. Yeah, that one looks good. And I'll just kind of make that a little bit smaller there. Make sure to give that done lots of room. Give it a save. And I'm wondering if I should change that done to confirm, but no, I'm going to keep it done. And I'm going to turn them both on and give this a save. And I will go to the card and I'm going to put the initial title. Initial card title. I'll go make this into code or something. Not a bullet list. Come on, how do we do this? Here, code snippet. Or maybe not code, but a quote. Sure, quote. Okay. And I'm going to retitle the card. First, we're going to write make X make X done. Make X button close the UI in X mode. I think that should work. All right. Thank you so much for dropping by, Fabian. And thank you. Okay, right. Actually, I'll make that the card title now. And then I'll say I have added an X mode tut to replace the done button. So moved the done button out of the individual panels, and it's not navigable anymore. See that? Okay. I think that's good. And then I'm going to put that onto Jenny's list. And I'll just go ahead and test to make sure it's working. And I think that there will currently be no way to close the UI. Actually, that's pretty high priority, I think. At the moment, there is no way to close. I'll just make sure to specify because of my change at the moment. There is no way to close appearance menu in X mode. Okay, cool. All right. So we'll test that real quick. Set them both on. I think the prefab seems like it's already saved. Turn that appearance off. And then we'll go ahead and let's see if we can maybe start this like in the dorm. I don't know, summer. First of summer. That should start me in the dorm room. Save us a little bit of time here. And first I'll try it with mouse and keyboard. Let me see if I'm missing. Sometimes Twitch, for some reason, doesn't make any sound when all happens. It looks like we're good. Okay, so mouse and keyboard mode. That was weird. Oh, there we go. Okay, this looks great. Perfect. All is well. And then I'm going to try it in X mode now. Okay, X for done. That looks a little bit... It looks off-centered somehow. And now there's going to be no way to close it. I don't know. It looks a little bit shabby. I think we need to do something. We need to do something. I don't quite know what, but I'll look into that. Because it just looks a little ugly. I'm really particular about the UIs. Okay, I'm going to BRB, folks. Pardon the absence, pardon the absence. Sorry, everybody. Make done a bit bigger. Yeah, kind of similar idea I was having. I was actually thinking of making the tutorial button a little bit smaller. I thought it was a little out of balance. It also looks actually pretty good with that background, so I am going to turn on that background. Here we go. I'll turn on the background and I'll turn on the let's make that button a little bit smaller and give that a save. I think turn off the appearance menu now. Save the whole prefab. And then back up. Okay, try it. That's what it looks like in mouse and keyboard mode. And then here we go, Xbox mode. Okay, that looks much, much better. Much, much better. Although it still looks like a button. I want it to not look like a button, and I think I know what will make it not look like a button. I'm going to do something kind of similar to that, but I'm going to do a gradient fade. Because it looks like you can click on it. We need to make it look like kind of part of the background. Turn on the appearance menu and then check out that background. I'm going to turn off the mouse and keyboard version. And I'm going to do this gradient. Horizontal two-sided gradient. That's really strange. I guess, oh, that's not the one we want here. Horizontal two-sided gradient. Perfect. That's what I want. And now I'm going to maybe make it like, maybe we should just leave it the color it was before, but make it a little bit darker. And then maybe make it a little bit wider as well. Yeah, that's right. Not an actual button. Still kind of looks like a button, but it looks less like a button now, which is good. I'm gonna make it a little bit lighter. How's that look? Give it a save. Oh man, it takes so long to save a prefab, it's crazy. Yeah, that really subtle gradient makes it look way more polished, which is crazy. Come on now, let me exit out of this. Okay. LT Doxy, thank you much for the follow. Thank you, thank you. Cool, I think that's good. Let me turn off the appearance menu and then give it a save, and then we'll take one final look at it in with the gamepad. Back up, out of UI mode. Cool. Okay. Yeah, I think that that's better. You know, I should probably specify in the Trello card There we go. Okay, that's done. So that one is out of our list. Cool. Let's move on. So I'm in the rock at 326. That seems really early in the game. Let's see. So it should be spring, 326. In the rock at 326. So here we go in 6 seconds. Oh yeah, not good. Actually, what the heck is going on there? That looks like a bug. Let's look at, it's not just a collision problem. It looks like some other problem. Nordexa asks, so many ideas to add to this software, but I don't want to delay it any longer. Do you think it's logical to add a roadmap image on Steam's store page, even though I have literally no player base? I think it could make sense because I think that people really like products that are currently in development, and they like products that feel like they're going places. They like feeling like they're jumping on a movement. I think a roadmap can excite people for sure. It always runs the risk of like people will hold you to what you've posted in the roadmap, which is just kind of annoying because, you know, I don't know, people can just get grubby about that. That's why a lot of companies don't want to tell you anything about what's going on. It's just easier to keep it all internal. But I do think people like to hear, you know, that you have plans and that you're going places. So yeah, I think it makes sense for sure. Okay. We have a... Okay, no, that's not an issue. Okay, don't have to worry about that bug. No problem. Okay, I'm going to try to save game core. And I think that we're done there. Right, and then we want to just look at that weird collision issue. So I'm going to go out of 2D mode. And then we're going to move our player down to this arch. Wow, is it really that weird? Crazy. I didn't even realize it had such a weird collision on it. So let me look at the video. That's just really strange. Huh. So weird. I feel like that didn't used to be there. Yeah. Definitely Jacqueline put that there deliberately. So I'll just add a box collider to it. And give it a little bit of thickness. And then just sort of don't want it to be too crazy huge. And I don't like what it's going to do there, so maybe we can just push it back a little bit. Yeah, that's probably going to create a nasty little hitch for players to get stuck on, which is unfortunate, but that should stop us from being in the rock. So I'm going to go ahead and save exterior world, and then I'll have to test it. Glad it's interesting, Chrissy. Oh, it can be a little dry at times, but that's game dev, baby. I'm going to put us in developer settings. and hop into play mode, and I'm just gonna try to scrub myself along that wall and see if I get caught on anything, but more importantly, just see if we penetrate into it. So I don't know why it's so late, but I'm gonna just move us earlier into the day here. Oh, got caught by the dragon. Okay, stop it. All right, got to do this whole dialogue. That dragon is stuck talking. Oh no, it's not. Okay, cool. All right, great. That's pretty good. I can get stuck on it, but it kind of makes sense that I'd get stuck here if I'm just trying to walk right in here. I'd have to go down. So I think that that's good. I don't know about this rock going there, but I guess Jacqueline wanted it there. So we'll call that. I think that this little tuft of grass should probably be in front of the dragon's tail. And we'll go ahead and save exterior world. Easy. Okay. I'm in the rock. Call it verified. Nice. Gosh, this is great. I think I'm just about all the way through all of the playtest bugs. Find draw order animation issue. What's that? In the back player rig with outfits, using run or run diag animation, the legs appear over the feet. I feel like we fixed this already. Vest 2, tunic 4 shows at vest. Let's do tunic 4. Go into the back view. Let's first of all put the player down. Player. Okay. And then we want tunic 4. Okay. And she says that the draw order gets messed up during certain animations. So here, let's go to the animation. Let's go to let's check out the card again. Where did I even see it? Oh, spine draw order. Okay. In back player rig with outfits, using run or run diagonal animation. Okay, so we need to put it in run. Here's run. It looks good. Run diagonal. Looks good. I think we must have fixed this. I think we must have. She said tunic 4. Okay, vest 2. Or the legs appear over the feet / shoes. Vest 2, she said, also was a problem. Okay, so vest 2. Tunic 4 looks like it's been fixed. Somebody's fixed it. And then if we go vest 2 looks like it's still broken. Now, if I put her out of run, I'm assuming it'll, yeah. So it looks fine until we're in run, which is just weird. Why would run even modify the draw order? I don't understand that, but let's check it out. Let's look at the draw order. Let's see what's animated. Okay, here we're animating pant leg. But why? Why are we animating pant leg to change draw order? Doesn't make any sense. Just during run. What about run would... Like, I just don't understand the reason why we would need that. Doesn't make any sense. I mean, if we want it there, if we want it, like, I can't think of why we would need different draw order between run and standing. So I'm going to assume that, you know, I can almost guarantee that it wasn't a mistake because both of them are animated, but I'm just going to get rid of it. And I guess we'll just get a different bug if it ends up being an issue. Just get a different bug. Like, you know, we'll see it one day, whatever it is that was broken, and we'll just report it and fix it, whatever it is. Fix it in a method that doesn't break in anything else. Seems like it's fixed now. That's interesting. I just deleted one keyframe, one draw order keyframe, and it fixed it. Why is that? Those are the only two things that have changed, so yeah. Really weird, man. Oh, okay. Well, I need to check out that file. Cancel. So let's go to main rig update. Let's go to our perforce. Fine. Find projects. Main rig update. This in like bug fixes. Put added clock to music lessons. All right, next. So I'm going to call that one done. Say we keyed draw order change in run for pants. I cannot conceive of why we did this, but I removed the key. Or one day we'll find out why we did this. Okay, now I put it in verified. All right, rock on. Two stars in here. What does it mean, 2 stars in here? How's Cuff Bust coming? Cuff Bust, isn't that the game? That's not my game. I'm pretty sure, is that the Choo Choo Charles? That Gavin's game? Yeah, I think so. You might be confusing me with someone. How's Cuff Bust coming along? I don't know. 2 stars in here. Oh, I see. You're looking at the viewers and you're seeing Gavin is in here. Okay. I understand. Well, hello, Gavin. Not to call you out. All right, so we've updated the main rig file here, and yeah, I'm just gonna call that done, I guess. So we put it in verified, and let's see what else. So let's find another card that we can do reasonably. A reasonable card that we can do. Character, okay, Grump. Citizen 5 should be the Ancient Potion Master summoned. Let's check out Potion Master and see if we can change their character model. I'm gonna pop over. And let's see about Potion Master. I'm just gonna search. So here is the Potion Master. Is Potion Master? Yeah, Potion Master is an NPC motor, which is great because we can very easily change their appearance. So they're currently mapped to Town Citizen 2. We want them mapped to Town Citizen 5. I'm going to check that out. Come on, check it out. Then I'm going to pop back into Spine and see Town Citizen 5. No, that doesn't look right. That doesn't look right. Let me look back at the card. Oh, it's Citizen 5. Grump / Citizen 5. No, it should just be Grump. Pretty sure it's just Grump. I think that what she's saying is that there is a different NPC called Citizen 5 that is mapped to Grump. So let me go in here and let's do Grump. Now we need to check out Citizen 5, who I'm almost certain is going to be mapped to Grump. Citizen 5, yeah. Then we need Citizen 5 to not look like Potion Master. I don't know if we actually have another citizen that we can use. I think that all of our other citizens are in use. Town Citizen. We can, it's very confusing because we have NPCs named Citizen and then we have like looks for NPCs called Town Citizen, and they're not necessarily the same, but I'm just going to map it to Town Citizen 5. I'm going to go ahead and look at all of our other citizen. So this one is mapped to Citizen 2, even though it's Citizen 4. This one's to 1, this one's to 5, and this one's to 4. I didn't see a 3. Is anybody using 3? I don't see anybody using 3. What does 3 look like? This person is definitely used somewhere. Should we just use them again? Is it okay to have 2 Citizen 5s? Might look weird. Yeah, let's go with Citizen 5 on that other citizen. And then I'm going to go ahead and save. I'm going to save everything. And I'm just going to walk around town and see how it looks. So we're already in developer mode. So I'm just going to walk around town. I'm going to go next day. I don't know what kind of schedule we're rocking at night for all these NPCs. Okay, and I'm going to push the time a little bit forward. We have a bug. The clock disappeared. So that's a new regression bug that I made using my skills. I don't see anybody. It's a ghost town. Where is everybody? Are you guys just not out yet? I see a few people. I just don't see anybody walking around. Here's somebody. Okay, that's a student though. Let's check where Citizen 5 is. What are you doing, Citizen 5? It's a nice foggy day for a walk. Okay, looks like they're inactive. Let's check what Citizen 3 is scheduled to come out at a little bit before noon. I'm just going to keep pushing the time. Hello very much, Velma. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so now we've got some people walking around now. So here's our Citizen 5. This person just appeared randomly, so that's cool. Yeah, we've got 2 citizens that look exactly the same. This one has a draw order issue. And they literally walk right next to each other, so not ideal. It's not ideal. I think we should use a different look. I'm doing great. Velma, I can't gush about our own project. Movalina, thank you. Why am I'm saying hi. I'm not thanking you. Just a Twitch brain crosswire. Hello. But thank you for dropping by the stream. This is a game called Songs of Glimmerwick. It is a Witch Academy RPG where the magic of the world is music. It's been in development for a good while by 3 full-timers. We have one, other than myself, one full-time programmer and my wife, who's the lead artist and lead designer of this game. If you want to check it out more, no, I can't put it on stream. Oh, there it goes. The MooBot was engaged. Perfect. You can check out our Steam page and check out our trailer and see if it's your cup of tea. But basically, it's kind of it's like an open world adventure. It has some life sim elements, but it's very quest oriented. There's a main story and lots of small stories with all the students and camaraderie and campus life. And then there's also a farming sim element to it. It's sort of like a little woodland storybook fantasy top-down Elder Scrolls with no fighting and farm sim. I could call it that. Okay, I'm glad it sounds like your cup of tea. Apurav Ga says, I farted in an elevator that was going 12 floors. Okay, this seems like a very interesting thought. I'm sorry for your experience. They beat you for it. Wow. Rock on. Thank you, Movalina, for the support. So I wanted Citizen 5 to look like someone else. I'm going to... Oops, I just checked out their schedule. Let me go ahead and revert that. Okay. And maybe we want to go Citizen 4. I don't know. What does Citizen 4 look like? I'm going to go back into Spine. Maybe we can try Citizen 4. Let's maybe do the old man. Let's do Citizen 3. I know he's walking around in the center of the market, so it's unlikely they'll come on screen at once. And if it's too weird to have 2 people that look the same, although most games do it all the time, for some reason it seems less forgivable when there's only one NPC that looks like exactly like one other NPC. It's more normal when there's like 5 NPCs that look the same, and then another 5, and then another 5. It's just sort of the rules of the world. Like extra noticeable when it's just one. Very much Velma, thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate that. All right. So I changed the look of that NPC, but really the thing I'm concerned about is I created a terrible regression bug where the clock went away, and I need to fix that. So when I go into play mode, the clock works. When I push forward in time, the clock works. When I go next day, I think the clock is not working anymore. Is time frozen right now? Because this is supposed to say 6 a.m. And if I push the clock forward, it's still stuck on this puck, which is just very strange. I don't know why it's not coming off. Undoubtedly some stuff that I changed. I just changed a bunch of stuff about the way the clocks work. And it seems like that little puck is not turning off. So I'm gonna head over time cycler. I'm gonna check out the clock. And here's the clock icon. So here's when we change to the nightly freeze. And I'm wondering when we undo that. So I'm gonna look for all references to clock icon. There shouldn't be that many of them. And I'm just going to read through them and see if maybe we have a triggering problem. Oh my God, now it's so bright. how's that? Still super. Now it just looks very moody. That'll have to do. Chat here. Gasper says you keep the stats window open in Unity. Is there anything you're focusing on for optimization or have any tips for optimization? I keep the stats window open. I don't know. I don't exactly know why I'm doing that. I'm not working on optimization. I just always just kept it open. Tips for optimization. It really depends on what kind of game you're making. Because if you're making a top-down game, that's going to be very different than making a first-person game. But yeah, there's really a lot to it. It's, I mean, for Eastshade, it used like probably 60% of all of our development resources went into optimization. But you have to build it from the ground up. Like you got to pick your plan and go and do everything with that plan in mind. So your plan, if you're making a 3D game, it's probably going to be, it's either going to be batching or mesh combining to consolidate draw calls, or it's going to be, you're going to use a lot of occlusion, or it's going to be GPU instancing. Those are kind of the three different approaches. Sometimes you use a combination of all of them, or maybe a little bit of all of them, but usually you have one heavy hitter, and it depends on what your game is. And like if you're going to be using a lot of instancing, then you need to be, you know, doing very high instance counts of each prop, so you really leverage that. If you're going to be doing a lot of mesh combining, you need to have a small amount of materials so that more stuff can combine. Basically, it's all about draw calls, really. That's always the main enemy. But there's so many different ways to optimize, and this is just like art level optimization. There's also like engine level optimization. There's even driver level optimization. But yeah, I'm afraid there's too much to it. Velma says, do you know whether it's the actual clock or the UI? Somebody is just not turning the clock back on. Some sort of execution issue. Probably execution order, or maybe just, I don't know. Caitlin OSBI says, I think it might have something to do with you skipping days manually. That's definitely the repro for it. What's annoying is that I thought, well, it all worked before, and I made a change, and I thought that I really copied exactly the functionality it had before, but apparently I didn't. Everything is so risky. It's always so risky to do everything, and I'm wondering if I should just revert the whole thing. I think that there might be an easier way to do this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's going to be an easier way to do this. So what I can do is I can go into Perforce. I don't think I've checked in yet. And I've made all these changes, HUD UI, clock UI, and time cycler. I could maybe keep clock UI. And I could just revert. Just revert. Because I don't know what the issue is. And I think that just coding it in a different way is going to be faster than debugging the way that I did it. I wasn't like super happy with the way that I did it in the first place. So now I'm going to pop back into Unity. It's going to recompile. Sorry, I can't give you anything more specific, Gasparo. I think if you're not making a 3D game, or even if you're making a game that does not have a free camera, or camera that is player controlled in a 3D world, then optimization is kind of a joke. Kind of a joke. It's like a little thing you do sometimes. If you're making a 3D game with a free camera, just you live and breathe optimization. Everything is all about optimization. Like every single thing you do, like it always just comes with the shackles of figuring out how to make it run well. So I've reverted, surprisingly, it hasn't created any bugs, which just blows my mind. But I reverted those two classes that I changed. Did I really not change more than that? That seems really hard to believe. Like, didn't I change game world state? Let's check. No, this is the whole scripts folder. Oh yeah, no, I did change game world state. We're gonna revert that. Revert. Okay, we'll leave these ones. Keep clock UI. And what I'm gonna do instead of what I had done before, basically before I made all the clocks, I add themselves to a list and then the manager classes would update them. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna leave it as it was, which is the manager class just updates the one clock, and then all the other clocks are just gonna copy everything, whatever that one clock is doing. Kind of janky, but I really don't care. I know exactly, we've got our eye on the prize here, and we, I know that this is not scaffolding that needs to withstand, 20 more systems on top of it. It's just get done what we need to get done now. Okay. Cyber says, is it possible to edit the source code in your version of Unity? Not for me. I think if you have an enterprise license, they give you source access. Not totally sure about that, but the source access is the last thing we want here at eShade Studios. Never had any reason we'd ever want to mess with the source code, that's for sure. So I'm gonna open up the UI prefab. And I'm gonna remove this clock UI component from this one. And now everything works different. So I'm gonna check out that other clock we have, which should be in the music lesson prefab. Okay, and going back up to HUD, I'm gonna check out some of our clock fields. Here we go, clock sun rotator. Okay, so we've lost those fields, unfortunately. We're gonna have to put them back. Clock text goes into clock text. Sun rotator is probably this sun track, but we'll test it. And then the event symbol is going to be the icon. There it is. I'll go ahead and save. I'm going to go into the clock UI class. And I just want to change the name. I'll call it clock copy UI. I'll just call it clock copy. And then open up that script that we just renamed back into Unity. Okay, and we'll just rename it to clock copy. And then we want to just change everything about the way this thing works. So we're not going to do any sort of subscriber thing here. We really aren't going to do any of this either. We just basically want this clock to do absolutely nothing for the moment. And I'm going to pop back into Unity. The first thing I want to see is, did I actually fix the bug? So I reverted a bunch of scripts, and I just want to check, is everything working now like it did before? And then we'll go on and do our little clock copy class. Okay, let's see if I missed any follows. Oh, dang. So unfortunately, my restream sometimes just misses. Oh, shit. Okay. Just misses chat messages. Let's see. It looks like Caitlin OSBI or Catalan OSBI. I missed your message. Sorry about that. Might have to do something with you skipping. No, okay, no, I saw that one. Okay, good, good, good. It's working. All right, false alarm, everybody. False alarm. So now let's repro the bug. Next day, 1, and then. Okay, and the clock time comes back. But the thing we did it a little bit different before. We actually got the night icon to show up. So I'm gonna keep pushing time until we get that thing to pop up. All right, and then I'm gonna do next day. Okay, cool. It's all working. It's all working. That's great. Very good. Folks, I'm going to be right back real quick. Okay, sorry about that. So I'm going to make the clock copy class. Everything seemed to be working. But now I just want to copy the data. So clock text dot text equals. Let's go ahead and what, game manager? Do we have access to the HUD? Is that no? So game manager dot HUD dot clock text dot text. And the clock sun rotator, clock sun rotator equals the clock sun rotator something. Here we go. So we're changing, what is it? The local Euler angles, the local Euler angles, I believe it's. Local Euler angles. Very nice. And then finally the clock icon dot image, no, dot what, sprite equals the game manager dot HUD dot block icon dot sprite. And then I guess I'll just do like maybe we don't even need to. I would like to do maybe on enable. Sometimes if you put something in update, then when it enables, you can see for one frame that it's wrong and then it corrects itself. And so I just wanted to update right away. Not believe how overexposed I am with how little light there is in here. Stop. That should work way better. And now I'm going to check if that block actually has all the references intact. I renamed the class. I don't know if that does anything. So going into the UI, I'll just pop that open, check out the music lessons UI. Check out the clock. And make sure that it has, there we go, clock copy. Okay, sorry, I had to sneeze and I caught that BRB button in the nick of time. Otherwise, everyone would have lost their hearing. Okay. Cyber asks 50 FPS, so low FPS because of the many lights in the scene. No, probably low FPS just because it could be VSync. I know that this FPS is super wrong most of the time. It's like literally just straight up wrong. Could also be because we've got a million things up. We have OBS running and streaming. I'm multi-streaming 2 different places. But no, the lights aren't too heavy. All of our shaders are really simple. I don't even know if we have lights in the scene. I think they might just be like little glow cards. I'm not sure. They might be lights. Okay, so now let's see if we've fixed our little bug. With the clock. So this clock is working, that's great. Do next day. Here, I'll do show FPS. It's actually even lower, so it makes me feel like it could be VSync messing with it. I'm not sure. But I want to check the music. Top-down games are so easy though, because... Okay, cool. The clock is working. That's great. I want to check. All right. What were we even doing before this? We fixed the clock bug. I think that we were doing the citizens, so did that. I wonder if we should do the mole hole stuff now. Anything easier? Sheep to be pettable with hearts. This is a design problem I don't really know how to fix. Let's do mole hole art. That one's been in there for a long time. Okay. Let's go check out our mole hole. Wonder if we have some start settings that we can test that. Yeah, mole hole start settings. And I'll place the player by our one and only working mole hole. Here it is. And we should have our mole hole art, so mole holes, okay. We have 2 mole hole, entrance and exit. Here's our sphere. And we want to check mole. I'll check for just textures. Okay, so here's our new mole hole art. And what I want to do is I want to make a new material. So I'll grab this little sphere. I'll go ahead and add maybe a plane on the ground. Create a plane. And I'll replace it with my plane replacement mesh, which is the exact dimensions of a plane, but doesn't have all the unnecessary tessellation. I don't know why the Unity plane comes so tessellated. It's really strange. I'm going to put it as a child of the sphere and going to rotate it flat and just hover it right here. Maybe put it above all that stuff. And then we're going to go ahead and pop it out, delete this. Oh, come on, man. Really? So stupid. Okay. Can't believe we have 2 separate prefabs for entrance and exit. No, it's not 2 separate, so that's good. Maybe this will actually save us time. I'll pop that plane out and I'll delete that sphere. That was the indicator of where the actual hole was. We've got new art for it. Well, let's delete the sphere and let's add a new material. We're gonna need a new material called like mole hole. Decorative dark plot. I'll go ahead and duplicate that. And let's go call this mole hole art. And then we'll go ahead and put in the mole hole. And let's map this to mole hole art. Okay, it's really, really dark. And I don't know, maybe we might want to cut out shader. We'll have to see. We definitely don't want a random color map. It's gonna mess us up. We definitely don't want any cracks. 0 on the random color intensity. Desaturate vertex color. We got a wetness. No, we definitely want that. Oh, why is the wetness making it brighter? That is really strange. Seems a little dark to me. But let's go ahead and save that and see where we're at so far. Yes, you can use a quad. Doesn't have tessellation. But I don't like the rotation on the quad. It has like, I'm pretty sure it has different rotation than the plane. I might be wrong. Okay, let's back up. So here, it's rotated incorrectly. It's 100% upside down. So I'm going to rotate it. So dark. Go 180. Oops, that's not where we want it. That's still not. What do we have to do? Okay, it's this one, right? -90. Yeah, it is. No. What's going on? Why am I so stupid? I'm really quite stupid. Well, I don't know why it has to be like this. What, 270? Are you kidding? That is such a weird... Why, like, can we just do -90? No? That's different? No, it is the same. Okay. -90. All right. And then... Yeah, it's just way dark. I'm going to go ahead and open the Photoshop file. I'll check this out as well. Save it. And then back up, back up. Okay, it's really small, it's really dark. So make it a little bit bigger. And then in Photoshop, I'm going to lighten it considerably. I'll just add an adjustment layer. Do levels. And then I suspect we'll have to mess with the saturation as well. Let's add like hue and saturation. I hate that it comes with little masks. I just like to delete them. Let me add a mask if I want a mask. Okay, let's desaturate it a little bit. And let's save that, see where we're at. That should read a lot better. Oh, did I not make it bigger? It's still really itty bitty. We might want it just a tiny bit bigger than that. Seems pretty good. Okay, now let's go even. Seems crazy that we need to go this much brighter, but it was pretty dark. And I feel like this part should actually be like black. Oops. I'll just fill that and just make it really, really dark. Look, it has like this weird, it's such a bad mask. I'm just gonna blur it a little bit. Blur, Gaussian blur. Blur it 2 pixels, okay. I think that's better. Crazy, it still looks so bright, or so dark. and very red as well. Take down the saturation a little bit, and we'll just bump those levels a tiny bit. Okay, now we should test it. Let's see what we got. Oops. Okay, that one does have a starting point. Yeah, I think maybe it should be a little bit. That looks so bad. I did so much work on it, but it wasn't enough apparently. Can't get out. I think maybe the little creature you turn into needs to be smaller as well. And maybe move their feet faster. Anyhow, let's grab this one and just make it a little bit bigger. Gotta save. Back up. And I'm gonna go to mole hole. Actually, no, I guess that where we were testing it is fine. But let's find the mole for the mole hole. The mole is right under the player. And I'm just going to try to make them smaller. If I scale the rig, that actually does work. So let's make them half the size. And I would love if the animation would speed way up. I wonder if we can do that. Oh man, it uses mechanism. I hate mechanism. Okay, let's see if we can get it to speed up. Animation, the animator, and then look at, so I believe this is our walk. Check that out. And let's just do like a 3 times speed on the walk. And let's go file, save project. Go ahead and save game core. See if that maybe looks better. God, it looks so bad. It's a really hard thing. I unfortunately left the animation on, like an idiot. Or left the model showing. Very foolish. Right. I just need to find the mole and turn it off. Okay. Give it a save. Oh, for anyone new to the stream, we are currently working on, well, we were adding this little, Jacqueline drew this little mole hole art that we were implementing. The value seems okay. Why does the puff come so late? And why? I feel like our mole is still huge. Yeah, so for some reason, I think maybe the scale is like part of the animation or something. Like, yeah, I'm scaling the rig and it's not doing anything. So let me try just scaling the actual model. Let's maybe go like 0.7. That is awfully fast. I think maybe we should move a little bit slower too. Yeah, they're just like so fast. But I wonder. I actually don't even remember what I was wondering. I was wondering something. My brain was working. It was working all right. But okay, so now for whatever reason, we want those transforms to go back because I changed them here. This can be speed 2, but we want to change these transforms back to what they were. I think it was 40. Psyop asks, what's the spine tag? It's for the middleware we're using, which is called Spine. Sometimes I do stuff in, so put it on the stream tags. I'm going to change the speed of this walk to 2 and then go save project. And then I also need to check out the mole. Here we've got an interactive missing elements. We want that plane to light up. And I don't know why the I can't get out of the mole hole anymore. Something is broken. King Sam, or King Sam J probably. Thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that. All right, so I'd love to be able to control the speed of the mole. Just look for anything mole related. I think that the speed is probably just the player speed, would be my guess. It's just so weird that I can't get out. Like, what happened? I'm going to try the other one to see if it's broken as well. I'm really unsatisfied with the art for the look of the transition and stuff. It's just jank city. Let me go ahead and say not use start position. See if it works on this one. I'll go ahead and check the mole scripts. mole hole. That's probably everything we have in there. And I'm going to look for some kind of speed. We can probably just modify the player speed. I wonder what gives us the player speed. Let's see, what gives us the player speed? Character controller, that's probably not it. Spine skeleton controller, that would be a weird thing. An anim speed. Wow, okay, it's right there. It's just speed thing. I wonder if is it like a global multiplier? Not sure. Hey, thank you, Psyop. Appreciate the kind words, and thanks for checking out our Steam page. Appreciate that very much. Okay, so I'm going to try the mole hole right here and see if it actually works. I can't seem to get out, so that would be a regression. The first one. So yeah, I can't get out of the mole holes anymore, so something has regressed. I'm sure it was my fault. Oh, 1 second. Let's go back into the mole hole. And let me go into the individual mole hole thing and then just push it up a little bit. Give it a save. What's going on with it? Why does it look so weird now? What did I do? Oh, I think... Nope, I don't understand. I don't understand. Somehow it went down. Is weird. So I'm gonna just lift it, make sure it's well above this little dirt. Here we've got decorative dark plot, which, oh my God, what the heck, man? Why is it doing that? I think what we want on molehole art, I think if we put a cutout shader on it, it's gonna give us much more consistent draw orders. So let's cutout shader. There we go. Look at that. It looks totally different now. Looks totally different. And it's probably floating a little too high. Don't need to float it that high. So that changed everything. Probably gonna have to readjust the color balance now. So now it's really bright and saturated, no matter. Let's just dip it back down a little bit to how it used to look. That's pretty good. I think it could even be darker, honestly. Potentially even darker. It also looks incredibly saturated somehow. Yeah, that seems better. That looks good. gamedev, hello. Don't mind my asking, how was the refund rate for leaving Lindau? Most of my research pointing toward 2 hours of playtime not affecting refund rate, but I'm curious about your experience. I don't know. Let's see. I haven't looked at the refund rate in a very long time. So the refund rate on leaving Lindau is 3.8% units returned, which is super low. I don't even know why it's that low. That's like incredibly low. Compared to Eastshade, which is 9.6%, which I think is average, as far as I know. So yeah, Eastshade, 13-hour game, something like that. 9.6% refund rate. Leaving Lindau, 35-minute game. Maybe 50 minutes if you really stretch it. 3% refund rate. So yeah, it doesn't seem like length matters too much. It still looks really red. I don't understand why it looks so red. Let me take a little more saturation out of it. There, I think that looks even better now. Yeah, cool. I like that. I like how it looks. I'm gonna say mole holes have regressed. Can't get out. That's a bummer. Okay, well, we did do the mole hole art. It does look good. So let's say mole hole art hill done. All right. Over. Let's see, how long have I been on the stream for? 2 hours and 18 minutes. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it here. Got a lot done. I want to thank everyone for hanging out. Everyone who dropped by the stream, and if you're new to the stream, please don't hesitate to pop over to our Steam page for Songs of Glimmerwick and see if it's your cup of tea, and maybe give it a wish list if it is. That would mean a lot to us. All right, folks. With that, I'm gonna head off, and maybe I'll catch some of y'all next time. See ya.